the first person to get a sub 40 in a very long time.
Yeah, that's an impressive time. I've been I've been chasing that dragon for a while. It's not easy.
Yeah.
We've seen Squall stream a lot of Wings of E. He's practiced a lot. He's raced a lot, often with Frozen Does, and both players are going now.
Is Squall really going to use the chunky skin?
Oh my god!
Is this a life we have to live?
It's so beautiful. It's pink. It's just, oh my god.
And he fell. That chunky skin. I think he fell because he's on the chunky skin. It's more gravity confirmed. All the skins have the same hitboxes and movement physics. Some people get janked out when they use other skins because they don't understand where their hitbox is. But if you're used to it, you can use any skin you want in the game. You might get silently judged by people for your fashion choices, but that's just how this game works.
Yeah, the worst one is the Boshi one's big triangle, so it's really hard to know where your hitbox is.
Since your hitbox is a it's not triangular.
It's a rectangle.
It's a pretty small rectangle, actually. It's even shorter than the default V skin.
Okay, so enough on the well, the V's, quote unquote, our players are using. Now we're on the floating keep, which is the first area of the game. So basically everything has been corrupted because you accidentally released a very dangerous demon. And first area of the game, not too difficult, but the saves are pretty long. So any mistake here is going to cost a lot. And we're coming into the first damage boost of the game. I don't know, Shark, you want to explain how it works?
No, this is good. See, the way damage boosting works is that when you get hit on the ground, it doesn't really work in the air. You get knocked up off the ground, and you regain control of your character before you fall back down. And since this game doesn't care when you use your jumps, you can jump out of your damage. You retain your ability to jump even though you're not on the ground. That's just sort of how the game works in general. You can walk off platforms and jump. You do get more movement mechanics. So you see Matrick is picking up the feather here, which gives him access to the flutter jump, which can be used anytime before or after your jump. There's a lot of customizability in how you kind of do your movement in this game as you unlock more movement powers as you play.
Yeah, and
also God's feather.
Yep, and you actually have to use all that customization to get through the very creative jumps that Solgren created in this game.
For sure, there's some really awkward stuff, and there's a lot of jumps in this game where you can really just choose your own way to do it. Like there's a bunch of ways to solve like a puzzle-like jump. So you sometimes see runners coming up with their own solutions. It's maybe not faster or slower, it's just what they happen to be comfortable with doing.
Yeah, consistency is very, very important in this game. Very often you're better off doing a strategy you know you're going to succeed than the absolute fastest strategy. So Matrick comes into the second portal. Just to explain portals, they're not very complicated. They spawn enemies, you kill enemies. When you kill enemies, the portal loses HP. When the portal has 0 HP, it explodes. That's pretty much
This portal's more complicated than the rest, though, because the portals don't care which enemies you kill, it just cares that you kill enemies. So you can actually leave on the first wave, come back in, it spawns the first wave of enemies twice. You can only really pull it off on the first wave because the portal's HP regenerates every time you leave the screen. Okay, Matrick's coming on the first boss soon. There's almost nothing to say about the first boss. You just kind of wait out 3 simple attacks and hit her 3 times and she goes down.
Well, we can say Miyugi is the daughter of the end boss, Jeul, and she's a little bit of a brat. She's not nice.
The second time you fight her is way more interesting. It's a very pivotal point in the run.
Yeah, she gets destroyed here, but then she just spends the entirety of the time in the libraries to dying books. And the next time she's a lot better at magic and a lot more dangerous. So Squall's getting through his portal, and he's going to be making his way to Miyugi. During that time, Matrick gets the third feather, and that one gives the slide ability. And that one is very important for speedrunning.
Okay, Matrick does do the clip here, which is good. Does that mean he's going to get the fastest cycle? Almost. You really have to stick very close to the left side to make that fast cycle, but what's really beautiful about this area is that if you grab every fast cycle, the game just sort of takes care of you. Every room works really well without slowing down. If you're able to add another tricky cycle-based damage boost, the game basically puts you on the best cycle for everything all the way to the boss. Matrick just attempted a pixel perfect thing. I'm not using that word lightly. It's overused, wrongly used, but that's literally pixel perfect and therefore not always possible because you move at a speed over 1 pixel a frame. so you might not cross the correct pixel from which to leave the ledge from.
Yeah,
I don't know why he
it's
tries
pixel
it.
dependent, but Matrix says he tries it every time because he knows he can recover from it consistently, so that's why he does it. But
Yeah. It is better if you know you got a good cycle to go for the conventional strat, but if you don't have the best possible cycle, it could be worth going for if you know how to recover for it, but I don't see many runners go for it since the success rate is just abysmal. It's not just jumping off the last pixel of the ledge. The re-jump timing is also really, really strict, as strict as it gets.
You disagree with it, but you gotta respect it. So we're coming on Pergora, which is the first boss in the game. And Pergora is pretty interesting in that you can pretty much tank every attack he sends you.
What's his RNG?
Keep
That's so good.
Oh, so good RNG
That's
here.
so good. You can kill straight on this attack. The hard part with Pergora is following his movement while switching your weapons around and reacting to how he moves and how to attack. It's one of those things that's way easier than it looks when you see someone good just down Pergora really fast. He's a big pain for all runners because his attack selection, you don't really see many of his attacks when you kill him, so which attacks he chooses to do, really, he's the biggest RNG variable that annoys people in the early game. You can lose almost 10 seconds on him straight. Matrix doing falling skip. He didn't get good physics. Is he going to keep going? Ziggy, do you want to explain good physics?
Yeah, well, basically there's two ways to do this skip. So there's the bad one that Metric got, bad quote-unquote. It's just about 10 seconds slower. It's not that bad. And there's the good one in which you just clip the trigger from the falling. Basically, the falling is a scene where you have a character called Ruby on your back, and you kind of fly, and you have flying physics. You can keep these flying physics through this entire section, which makes it a lot faster by doing a very precise jump, flutter, jump. Matrick here was just a little bit off and could not keep Ruby on his back. Let's see if Squall's going to make
Squall reset because he knew he didn't get it because he really wants good physics. He's going for the second try. He got it. He got good physics. So, yeah, this will actually allows you a more free movement. You still kind of fall, but you can actually choose to fly up. And you can add a bunch of momentum to your flutter as well by sort of like pressing up and flutter from the ground, and you just sort of accelerate really fast.
He also got duck skip.
Yeah, good physics is faster, but it's not faster if you don't get it on the first try. If you get the bad one, you may as well keep going rather than reset for it. It might be about even.
Yeah, well, especially on RT. On RT, I think it's definitely slower. On in-game time, it's probably pretty close.
Yeah.
If you get it on second time.
Okay, Matrick is skipping the saves because he's doing the save work back after the boss. And if people have not noticed, the power-up you get, the feather, is double jump. So this is where the game's platforming really gets more interesting for sure.
Yeah, you think, oh, now I have 2 jumps. It should be much easier to do the platforming. No, that's where it gets hard.
Got me nervous. Look at his health; it's pretty low.
Yeah, it took a lightning ball coming in.
Mm-hmm. That's 35. He can take one more hit, and that's
one more hit. But he's
also going through.
Yeah, you can go.
He's gone through all of Electram's attacks besides orbs, I believe. So he's going to refresh a new cycle, and he won't know which attack Electram's going to transition to. If you don't know which attack is coming next, Electram transitions between attacks sort of abruptly. So if he uses an attack where he crosses the arena or runs around, you can't be next to him because he's going to just run at you and you won't be able to react to it. Yeah, he chose to hover over him so he could like react to what he was doing without getting hit. You miss a little bit of optimal damage, but he really needs to be careful on his HP. I want to see Matrix kill him on this attack.
Yeah, we have a race right now because Matrix just at the end of the enrage, and no, Squall's at the end of the enrage. Matrix just killed Electram and got the feather. That feather, what it does basically is give you a ranged attack. So the ranged attack is weaker than your melee attack because it deals only 1 damage, and the bullets don't regenerate very quickly. It's about 1 a second. But of course, it's a lot safer to hit from a distance.
Yeah.
And it's going to come up on a boss that is going to be coming soon, which is Dark Annihilator. But first, we're going to make our way to Amethyst. through the second part of the terrestrial veil. So we have a little thing called the Veil 2 skip. We talked about damage boosts.
I'd like to take a chance to explain that.
Yeah.
This is one of the harder things in the run because you can do a tricky damage boost that skips several saves, but in doing so, you don't get to reach a save point and get your health back, and you're going through a gauntlet of spinning blades and projectile-based enemies. So it's hard to really find a good setup or strat to do it quickly, because if you just go through at full speed and you tank stuff to try and make enemies safe, you need a very good setup and cycle to make things work. There's people have a lot of backup and safety strats for this. A lot of people are skipping even more saves on the way to make sure they have a good cycle. It's really just a complicated section to do quickly. Do you think Patrick damage boost off the blade or the bug?
Oh, he wanted to take the safety one, but he missed the save. You have to press down on the save.
He wanted to reset a cycle, which makes sense. There are global cycles in this game, like, you know, how blades are spinning, how those guys are throwing rocks. It's really based off like an internal timer that resets every single time you take a save and hit the R button.
Yeah, and with that little mistake, Squall is now ahead.
Yeah.
That can change quickly.
See, Squall reset there after taking damage, so I think he's going for a strat where he doesn't go for the backup heart, so he wants to have all his health for this. Okay. That was actually really fortunate that he got hit by the bug a second time, which is way less damage than if the spinning blade got him. He has enough HP to straight up tank the blades here. If you tank the blades here, you can't get hit by the bugs on the way down. If you try and go in between them as they're circling, the bugs can just fly in and knock you down to the instant death chainsaw.
Yeah, both players.
Is that first try cave skip?
Yeah, both of them.
Oh, nice!
That's impressive.
That's hard.
God.
That's the hardest damage boost in the game, because you need to have really good timing to get hit by the rock in the first place, because you're kind of janking that rock to clip through a wall by just leaving the screen so it doesn't check for collision. And on top of that, it's just straight up the hardest damage boost for getting height.
Metric got it on second go.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Runners. What makes that damage boost hard is not just the height you need to get out of it, but you're getting hit when the screen is still mostly black and fading in visually. So you need to like really know how to react to getting hit.
Yeah, because the damage boost, like, it looks easy. You get hit and then you jump, but I don't think you get much more than 2 frames to jump, right?
Oh man, it's pretty short. It's hard to tell how long it is because you can't really see what you're doing when you're doing cave skip. I'm proud of Metric because he's on a really good run considering what his PB is. This is like great pace for him.
Absolutely.
This is a close race.
This is going to be a sub 13 Amethyst, which is very, very respectable. Yeah. Like, this is sub 50 pace, more or less.
Absolutely. We don't have much to say on this boss because you just sort of survive this boss. You can only deal 16 damage in attack, so you can't really make it faster. The trick is that when you do cave skip, most of the time you take 40 damage if you don't slow down because you get hit by a second rock. So runners who want to go as fast as they can come into the fight with way less HP. It's mostly a don't choke kind of thing. Squall's done.
Yep.
Squall's taking the lead again. He's been behind since the start of the game when he fell down.
And that was a flawless too.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice because he was
Metric.
No!
Oh no!
What he wanted to do was to manipulate the paths that the homing bubbles were taking, but he was looking at the bubbles, not the floor, and he walked into some ground fire. That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate.
At least he's back in the arena again almost immediately. He's
yeah, that was a first attempt cave skip again.
Yeah, he's really good at the cave skip. He's actually better than me, which is vaguely embarrassing, but I'm very proud of him. Yeah, don't you think that SolidSquall's chunky skin should like float better in water? Extra buoyancy. When's Solid patching this into the game?
I think you should go for the water physics in the DA fight. That would be better.
Oh, there's a glitch called water physics that is really inconsistent because you have to re-jump when you're leaving water when you're on the right pixel. So it's not always even possible, and when it is possible, it's frame perfect because you can't guarantee that your character's going to cross the correct pixel when you jump because you sort of teleport between different positions because you're moving faster than 1 pixel a frame. So it's not always possible, and when it is, it's frame perfect. So, but you can get water physics outside the water in the cave area only. It's only really faster in the upcoming boss fight, not because it makes the fight easier to do, but you can leave the arena quicker. It's the only thing that helps. No one goes for it because it's silly.
Yeah, here Squall is going to do is he's going to skip a couple saves. So this area, you're meant to go up, but there is a secret here, so it's kind of a intended shortcut.
It's your first secret.
Yep.
In fact.
Well, he didn't get the chest because he got hit by a bomb at the same time when he did the falling skip.
Yep. Okay.
But anyway, so he's going to go through 3 saves without saving, which can get scary pretty quickly.
Yeah, we call these saves the saves of shame. There's really no shame in taking them. If you need to be safe and it's a race, it's a good idea to make sure you're being safe, especially if you're ahead. But in actual PB attempts, they're definitely the save of shame if you go for them, because this boss should be pretty consistent for any run of the practices a bit.
Yeah, DH tick is not very complicated. Basically, the only way you can damage the boss is with your orbs, and the orbs regenerate at a fixed speed. So the only thing you're trying to do is shoot as quickly as you can. Make sure to do not max out because you can only have 3 orbs at the same time. So if you don't have 3 orbs that are, bobbing over your head, you're good.
Yeah,
but it's kind of it ends up being kind of a auto-scroller, and so compared to Electram, where you have to stay close and be very aggressive, DA is pretty chill, so you can just stay back, dodge. And,
to summarize that, you want to be like constantly firing, because if you max out, you're not getting more orbs. But when he's summoning these healing bots from the back during this phase and he's shooting his bombs that carpet the ground fire, you want to make sure that you're not wasting a single orb on that. You want to make sure you're using your melee weapon. So that's why they're switching to the weak long-range weapon, because these things have basically no HP. Okay, Squall's got this.
Yep.
He hasn't really wasted a single orb. He took some hits, but didn't slow him down. Good fight.
Yeah, you can look how good a fight it was by the position DA is after the fight. If he's behind that big platform, you've had a good fight. That was good by Squall. Metrics coming on to the triple save.
Squall probably skips 2 saves in this section as well, because, like the previous area, you don't really need them. They screw up your cycle, and they're just very slightly out of the way. Yeah.
Well, the first yellow save doesn't really screw up your cycle. You just lose, like, half a rotation. But the red save one will, like that's 5 seconds lost. It takes a lot of time because of water physics. And Matrick gets to the A. He took the save before the boss. That's a little bit of safety. Yeah. I still take that save as well.
Especially if he had taken any damage. Needs to heal up.
Yeah, he took a bomb.
Yeah, okay, if he took a bomb, absolutely. Don't risk yourself going in the fight with half HP during a race. During a PB attempt, yeah, whatever, but you gotta play differently. Squall's plugging along.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a problem during the keep, but since then he's been pretty smooth, at least since Veil 2.
Yeah. He had the nerves getting to him, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of coming up on the auto-scroller part right here. Not much to say besides that the upcoming boss is a fun boss to watch, because it's one of those fights where you get to try and use your health as a resource the smartest way you can without overextending and dying, to make your clear speed faster. It's a good boss.
It's a good boss.
The other gimmick of the boss is minecarts. He charges up an instant kill attack, and you can fling minecarts at his face to interrupt it. These minecarts do damage, so if you can do the boss fast enough, you want to use all 3 of the minecarts at your disposal immediately.
Yep, that way you can kill him while he uses 5 attacks. So the boss has 6 attacks total that he can do, and he's going to use them in succession randomly. But he's going to use all of them. But if you can kill you can kill them while he uses only 5 of them, that would be pretty much optimal. There we go. That's our friend Terravine.
If you're really lucky,
never
this attack last, so you can skip it. This attack is, you just can't really do damage. It's way too unsafe to be in the air because the spores cause these stupid status effects that put you to sleep and other stuff. It's not worth it.
You can lust, but it's pretty hard and risky for not really a lot of gain.
Yeah, you can hit with a long-range weapon, but you have to stand really close to his face, and most people don't go for it. It doesn't give you that much extra damage. He's gonna tank this. This is the good attack to tank on.
Yeah, he's got the health for it. A little bit of safety there, but I think it was fine. And that was a quick kill.
It's a little tricky, but you can damage boost out those lasers to go over his head, so the next laser won't even hit you. Sometimes the lasers fire so fast you don't take damage anyway, but if you're good, you can damage boost every single time and take a maximum of 40 damage from lasers.
So we're coming on to the next section of the game, which is the Underworld. So not only the music's amazing, although I don't know if are we using Squall's audio right now?
Yeah, we'll probably hear it.
Oops.
Rip.
Yeah, I think he tried to slide there, but he was a little bit late or early, and he ended up fluttering.
These skeleton enemies are a lot of fun because their position and the angles they take when rushing you are very dependent on like how your positions compare, like their height compared to yours. So you can sort of like manipulate them to just like run circles around you while you move without really slowing down. Matrix is coming up on Terravine real soon, not that far behind.
And it's the last portal of the game for Squall. After this portal is done, it gives you a feather that gives you the wing dash ability. We're going to see some little wings from now on in the game that gives you a big dash when you use your floating bottom on them. And you can do some pretty interesting things. Yeah, I don't know if you want to talk about
the things with the dash bugs. Yeah, that's what I'm getting to. The flutter jump in this game is slightly based on your current momentum, and if you flutter just the right timing after dashing, it sort of adds some of the upwards, like some of the vertical momentum from the dash to your flutter, which isn't like quite intended because you can get a couple skips with it, and just in general, it allows for slightly better movement. You can't dash while on fire, so that's why they're waiting, unless you're really good and you dash in between the ticks of the damage, because taking any damage cancels out that like brief window of dash power up that you get. You can dash for a few seconds after grabbing the feather, only once. There will be some dash feathers later that give multiple jumps, used for like a couple platforming screens.
And Matrix took a dead there to Terravine, sadly. It's gonna have to start again. It's not the longest boss, but it can still be.
He didn't get the fog wall skip, unfortunately. Those fog walls don't check if you killed the enemies, they check if the enemies are on the screen, so you can convince skeletons to push themselves off screen and walk through the wall before they come back on. Craterack, this is another no melee attack boss. You have to use just orbs, he's immune to melee attacks.
And he has a special attack that is rocks, that he's going to use randomly among his first 4 attacks. And you can shoot the rocks back at him for massive damage. But it's pretty hard. The rocks fall on your position, plus your momentum, but they're kind of RNG, and here Squall is getting one bad one.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
Getting a good rock step is really hard because they're not just based on your position, but your direction. So once you hit the first couple, and you start like moving backwards away from the boss, they start spawning behind you. So you need a really good setup to get a possible 5 rock. The other difficulty is if the rocks are spawning too far away, you just run out of enough orbs to bounce the rocks towards them. It's possible, just barely possible to 2-cycle this boss, but you need perfect RNG and perfect execution, and not very many people have pulled it off.
Well, here, killing the boss in the first attack of the third phase is, I would say, it's the optimal speed.
It's not the legendary 2-cycle, but
expect,
yeah,
I guess.
You can't expect a 2-cycle, so that's what you want. You want to kill him right as the phase transition, as you said. Squall probably reset for the cycle, though, it's for safety, to make sure this room would be the same. He should have done the diagonal cut across the side, but that's fine, he's going for another key first.
Well, that was a good demonstration that just taking damage will stop your dash right off.
Yeah, that's why dashes are tricky to work with. They cancel the momentum, they cancel you from being able to use it if you haven't yet. Definitely annoying. Oh, centaurs, these guys are fun later. Those centaurs jump to your last known position, like when you touch the ground. There's going to be a couple screens late in the game where you just don't touch the ground, they just willingly fling themselves into the abyss.
There's a way to... Is it still possible to send them to space? Or was that patched out?
Space centaurs, I don't know. But, I mean, I wouldn't want to crush these brave space explorers' dreams, so I'm not going to say anything regarding that. They can go where they want to. The moon, if they want.
Yeah. Or wherever our meatballs come from. We'll talk about the space meatball later.
We'll talk about space meatballs
later. Squall's doing good on the keys, though. A little bit of a mistake on the top key earlier, but since then it's been smooth. And he's got his 3 keys.
He's still decently far ahead.
Yep. But Matrix having a good run, though. Like, he's really, really solid. Like, that's good. That should be sub 1 hour
Yeah, Metric
Continue like that.
barely
This
got
is not a
someone
bad
out
run.
pretty recently, right?
Yep, I think it was this week.
Yeah, so it might get a PB.
Yep.
Alright, so this upcoming thing, there's gonna be a series of like fire guys spawning from the top left corner, but they don't spawn super fast, so you can kill them really quickly. You can leave the room off the right side fog wall before the next one spawns.
No, I actually went for it. That was good.
It's possible to do it with one. It's not easy, but you can do it with one. It's really tight though, because if you're just the slightest bit late, the fog wall will respawn while you're inside of it and trap you there, and you have to reset. First try skip, please.
Nah, construct spawn.
He missed the He's not doing it, is he?
Oh, I think he's doing it. Yep,
What?
he's gonna fight the boss.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting this. You think he just reset and try for the skip as many times as it takes, right? But
I think he's having fun. So
yeah,
let's talk about engine construct,
fun.
how it works. So there's three statues here. Basically, if you fully damage one, the boss will go into a quote-unquote enrage phase. The other two heads will heal, and you will deal extra damage to the boss. But every time you do so, the attack that one of these heads do gets faster and stronger and harder to handle.
Ziggy, I've been skipping this boss for so long I don't remember how it works. Thank you for explaining it.
It's my pleasure.
You know, he's just having a good time. I guess if he could decide if he failed the skip, he'd just do the boss for fun.
Yeah.
And he's certainly doing it.
He's not using the optimal strat though. I'm gonna have to coach him on AC. Yeah, I don't know. Well, when did he start running the game? Was AC a thing? Anyway, you got to kill him for enrages. It's still fine. Well, there we go. We're done.
Okay, that happened. So what we were going to explain is the way the skip works, because there's sort of a rectangular fight trigger in the center of the arena, and you can't normally get around it. If you try and jump over, the boss has a hitbox that knocks you down into it starting the fight. You bring an enemy into the arena and use the invincibility frames to damage boost and sort of travel as high up and far through the boss's hitbox as you can. So by the time the boss gets around to hitting you, you'll just sort of coast over the fight trigger.
Yeah,
but I mean, we didn't see that, so...
Yeah, Squall just demonstrated that you don't have to skip a dead boss, so that works.
It saves like 50 seconds to skip it.
Yeah, at least. Maybe more. Anyway, we're going into the library skip now, which is pretty interesting. So we talk a little bit about the flutter dash mechanic, and here Squall is going to use it to skip about half of this section. Oh, and sadly he had
back up. That's impossible. Spike Balls ruined it. Is he really trying this?
You know he's going to go back through the door. It's faster.
Okay, that's faster than dying.
Yeah.
Because it loads a new area, the door actually heals you.
And
there we
go.
go.
He got it. Yeah.
You get just barely enough height with the added momentum to your flutter. Just a regular jump flutter will not make it.
But Matrix is staying less than a boss behind Squall, so that's still pretty impressive. So on his way, I think his third key, the middle one, while Squall is going up the elevator.
This SolidSquall is infamous for just dunking people on their first playthrough. They cannot figure out how to do it. No one can. It's frustrating. Once you practice it, it ends up being way easier than it looks.
Yeah, but no, it can be pretty hard to get chunky through these things.
Here. If you take a def on this auto-scroller, it's one of the most punishing possible defs to take in the run besides on the boss, because the section is so long.
Like, it's pretty easy to take one of these fireballs to the face and then die to the skeletons. It can happen really quickly. Or there's, you know, little black orbs that you see floating around in circles. These insta-kill you. That's insta-kill.
That's why people take the save and then reset before the elevator, because they want to make sure they're on the same cycle so that section doesn't give them any shenanigans. Squall just one skeleton. No! Oh, I thought he fell off.
That was close.
I thought he fell off.
I thought he was getting stuck in
I think he planned to get hit. Because if he jumped right before getting hit, he would have lost his jump, lost some momentum, and fell all the way down the elevator. Oh my god, I panicked.
Yeah, he had kept his flutter, so he was fine.
I'm scared still. Residual fear for watching that.
Alright, Miyugi 2. So, Miyugi 2. So, we saw Miyugi earlier on. We dunked her really easily because she was very weak. Now she's good at magic and she's dangerous.
Want me to explain skip, Ziggy?
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, go ahead. That's fine.
I'm gonna. So what you do basically, if you want to, she has a big end range in the middle of a fight that takes about 40 seconds, and we don't want to lose 40 seconds. So what you can do is send her on her butt, which happens every 8 attack. At the second she's going to enrage, and since it's not perfect multiple of 8 to get her to fall, when the enrage is going to happen, we heal her 6 times, the first 6 attacks, and then we just make sure to never heal her again and get to our enraged HP, which is 40%. Perfectly. And no, he miscounted.
Yeah, he miscounted his attacks. Because the trick is that you're using a visual setup to stun her exactly in the very brief window when she's transitioning between the phases that skips this phase, because you can't damage her during this phase. It's a really long wait. But you need a pretty specific account on your attacks and good timing.
By the way, Matrick got the skip on AC.
Matrick skipped AC. There you go.
Yep. So we see the enrage. There's nothing to talk about this enrage.
It's so slow.
He's just not even moving. He's taking the ball.
Human AFK.
Chunky's tired. Let him breathe a bit. But it doesn't look like cardio's his thing.
I mean, sometimes I do the same thing. If I miss a skip, I just take a drink of water and just take a hit and do the rest of the fight.
Yeah, you just go like, please no, why?
That floating skull on the top of the arena is a huge pain because it doesn't respond to melee attacks, so if you're too close to Miyoki and you trigger a melee attack, the skull will just kind of float through it and start hitting you.
Yeah, and it deals like 5 damage for every, 5 frames on you, so it can tick really quickly.
It ticks kind of fast.
Yeah, you can take a 60 or 70 damage really fast, so Matrick little fail here on the library skip. Like, library skip is not easy. Like, Squall needed only 2 attempts to get it done, but it's a really tough trick to get done consistently. Is he going to get it this time?
Matrick got it.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
He had perfect height from the flutter dash.
Yeah, that was
the best
very
flutter
high.
dash you could get. Oh, he got shot. He's still going. Yeah, those brutes, they don't just wander there. If they look at you, they shoot you. That's why people have to move strangely when they do the auto-scroller section.
Yep, and they shoot you for 50 damage, 1, and 2, it slows you down for a long period of time, so it can be a problem. Now the question that everybody's waiting for. Will Squall actually succeed at entering the code properly?
Puzzles are hard, Ziggy, I don't know.
Yeah,
can you do it? Oh, he's confused, he's confused.
He's confused. Oh, he doesn't know. Yeah, he got it.
I think I figured it out. This is my favorite running joke at the tournament, entering the password.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for a runner to BM and enter the password in backwards to go to the secret area.
Yep.
One of these days, I can hope.
Just go get Envy a second time.
That's not the best cycle for those black holes, but that was the kind of the half cycle skip.
Yep.
Yep. If you can go through most without stopping.
And now we have no music.
We won't have music unless he dies.
That happens. You don't get music until you die, indeed. And yeah, you want to have no music for the entirety of the chambers. Let's see if Squall is going to manage it. Oh, Matrick took a death there in the elevator. That hurt.
Dang. Did he fall off the very top?
Yeah, he was pretty high, yeah.
Squall's still doing it. We're getting no music.
A little bit of a safe strat here on the Crumpling Bridge.
Does Squall do pacifist skeletons?
I think yes.
Okay. What pacifist skeletons is there's a couple skeletons in this section.
Wait, he switched to last, he's probably not doing it.
He's killing them? Okay. Yeah. So, there's a fog wall at the end that prevents you from progressing while enemies are on screen, and if you have the right movement, you get those skeletons to like just sort of fly around you, and you can get them to fly off screen both at the same time and do the whole section without killing anything. It's definitely faster than slowing down and killing them, because you mostly don't stop holding left end.
That was a fast kill strat though, so that was
for a kill strat that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good balance between safety and speed, I think.
Okay, he did Deathless Chambers, no music, let's go.
Yeah, let's
Easy.
go. Now the orcs. Okay, orcs are pretty fun to fight. Okay, so there's the normal way of fighting them on the platform, and there's the fun way of fighting them off the platform. Like, you just stay really close to the hole, and Greed her to death.
Yeah.
It's very, very precise, but it's fairly consistent. So the attack that
it lets you
purple and
dodge
red will do
while
is all the same. So is it going to kill her? Nope.
That was really
pretty
good damage.
close.
on purple.
Really good.
She's
damage.
basically at 1 HP. That was mostly perfect. He has plenty of health left to do tanking as well, because a 15 damage hit is pretty much negligible, because the rest of the hits do 20 damage. You can
Yeah,
take
at this
95
point
damage
he could have
safely.
taken all the hits, and he's going to take all the hits. Ooh, that
This is
is
dodging
early. Oh, yeah, that's scary now.
Purple's healing. Purple might revive.
Well, he got it. He got it. He saved it. That's fine.
Ah! See, if Purple gets a 30% life, she revives, so that was really close.
Yep.
He's gotta stop scaring me like this. Yikes. It would have been safer to stay on the left side a little longer for red.
Yeah, he might be the nerves though, because you go down on one axe attack, and he just went down the previous axe attack, so it's probably just a little neuron misfire. But now he's going to the Path of Decay. So Path of Decay is the hardest platforming section in the game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fighting and platforming and spikes and death and problems and puzzles. It's really, really fun and really, really interesting. And doing it fast is...
Yeah, there's a lot of cool
absolute
things you
struggle.
can do to go fast. For example, in the previous room, you can damage tank through the rock thrower while the worm's chasing you, but the slightest slip up will get you damaged and just, like, knocked down onto any of the instant kill spikes in the area, so some people don't go for it. It's fast, though. Alright. Good progress.
Yep. On the strawberry room, you have to kill all of them while dodging all the spikes, because if you don't kill them, there is a fog wall, and since you cannot manipulate them to move because they don't move, well, the fog wall always stays there.
I'm watching Matrick to see if he gets Miyogi skip.
Yeah, that's good.
He's getting pretty close to it.
The damage is good. It didn't discount.
Matrick has the correct setup. He's going for it. That's it, that's it. He definitely got it, for sure.
Yep. Perfect.
Yes, yes! You can't tell exactly until she, stands up and you see her do the next attack or what. But I just sort of figured, I was watching the visual set myself, I could tell from there. I have enough experience on this fight.
If you see a little bit of a swirling fireball around her, usually it means that you got it.
That only happens if you get it on the last frame. So it's not completely...
No, you get a little bit of fireball if you get it on previous frames, just not as flagrant as you would get in the last frame. That is just a big...
Alright, bone snake, I'm gonna riot.
Think you're gonna riot.
I'm gonna very gently riot.
Okay.
I have Fisher-Price plastic pitchfork. And everything.
Let's go riot.
One day someone's gonna do it. It's tricky if you haven't practiced it a lot, because you have to jump onto the wall as it collapses to get your jump back. It's not free. It's pretty easy to mess up.
So one of the last feathers in the game, that's we were talking about space meatballs earlier on. Here is it.
Oh,
here it is.
Space meatball.
Space meatball.
Well, I'm not sure where I got the space part of the demonic meatball, but we just call it the space meatball now. You get 8-way movement for a short amount of time before it wears off. You can hit the gas to refresh your time. You get to use it for a couple screens, and then the boss of the area, and that's about it.
It's a pretty spicy meatball. Alright, gets through the meatball section perfectly. That was really, really fast. And now we're onto the gauntlet. So there's 4 rooms of fighting enemies and dodging stuff that you have to go through here.
Okay, no one's type on the brute. That's not easy. You have to flutter in between, like, you have to hit your head on those platforms, but also go above the instant kill spikes.
Yeah,
this is definitely a safer way.
He sadly failed at killing one of the rock throwers, so he couldn't have the cycle. But he gets through on the first go, and he's already at Azrael. I don't know if you want to talk to us a little bit about Azrael.
Yeah, this is the multitasking boss. When those red shards surround you, they come in and attack you when you press your attack button, so you have to be ready to dodge, and it prevents you from attacking. You can't do too much damage, or she becomes invincible for a while, so you need to maintain a damage pace without losing your ability to do damage. Her attacks take really weird angles, and she's constantly summoning more things on the screen that you have to dodge or kill before they become more of a problem. In addition to that, she's constantly lowering platforms off screen. You have to collect the green heads in the top of the screen to bring them back up. It's queen of multitasking, mostly.
Yeah, everything is happening. But Squall right now is handling everything very, very quickly. You can see it. If the battlefield is pretty clean and has a lot of platforms, you're doing fine. Also,
you can kill the black holes, but if you don't kill the black holes, they become huge problems because they never stop growing.
But I think he's going to use a strategy here where he stays on the right side and just doesn't bother about the left side to make sure he saves time.
Most runners do this.
Yeah, if you try to handle everything, it's easy sometimes to get flustered.
Also, Azrael sort of roughly follows your position, so if you constantly stay in the right corner, she won't stray that far away from it.
Good kill. That was really fast.
That was actually a really good kill.
Only one red shield and mostly consistent damage. Heart of the Baneful. So that's the final platforming section of the game. It's not very difficult
really
compared to the Path of Decay. Mostly combat. And a Shark Tooth, but I think Squall is stopped before it.
I hear that there's one last spike in the run that can kill you, and like, there's one runner that died to it a lot, so much because I named it after him. I'm not totally aware of who that is, though. I think we should stop talking about it.
No.
Great.
Safety save by Squall here.
Does Squall slow down the Shark Tooth, or does he go full speed?
I don't know.
Everyone should slow down. You lose like a quarter of a second. Yeah, he slowed down.
He stops, yeah.
Yeah, you could just jump over that right after, but you're very likely to nick your toenail on the spike and instantly die.
Mm.
Does he use Envy or Lust? We'll find out.
Envy.
There's a short-range weapon.
He's an Envy
boss.
player.
It's faster on average, but it sort of depends on your attack selection a little bit. Yeah, that's a good attack for it. The problem is, there are some downsides to this weapon because he wiggles a lot and tends to hit you. And you actually get less damage with some attacks, like these spikes you hit back at him. If you're using a long-range weapon, you can actually hit the boss in his weak point while you're also breaking the first spike. But no.
By the way, that was a triple headshot. that was really good.
That was really fast. Headshots do what, 40-50% more damage?
I think it's 50.
This is beautiful. This is beautiful.
Oh my god! All in the face with Envy. Holy crap! That is a top-level fight.
Red Bull. I need like hit marker sound effects. I want to hear that pop, pop, pop.
By the way, Matrick managed to get the quick kill on Orcs, and he's on his way to Path of Decay.
Good stuff.
That was a good J1 kill by Squall there.
That was so good. That was like maybe better than the world record one. I don't know. That was disgusting. I feel like you could have YOLO'd to finish the boss at the last wave of spikes, though, without breaking any of the spikes back into him. Just sort of hit his foot until he kneels down, because he dies at 10% HP.
Yeah, the rest of the fight, he had the health to do it. Yeah,
was like really good.
So now we're coming into the end fight of the game, J2. Okay, main mechanic is that he has a poison aura, so you keep getting damaged by the boss, even if he doesn't hit you. So you have 3 angels that are with you. We didn't really see them because we skipped pretty much all of the story, because this is a speedrun. But you have 3 of them. So Amethyst, that we fought, spawns ice traps and then lasers the boss if you can lure the boss to the traps. Fiola spawns little green orbs that heal back the poison damage. So every time you miss a green orb like that, like he's probably going to miss that one, it's like if you took 15 damage. And you have Ira that shields, like we just saw there, the Scream attack from J2, because that Scream attack one-shot hit. One-shot kills you.
The Scream attack doesn't kill you instantly, it just sort of takes the damage extremely fast. And it also paralyzes you, so you don't get hit by it. Fun fact, it doesn't count as a hit, so you can actually still get the achievement for beating the boss without taking damage, getting hit by the Scream partially. You got the fast
rage. Yep.
Good pace.
He's gonna tank it. He has full health, almost.
Ah, he took 2 hits!
He's still fine,
I'm scared.
He's fine.
He's skipping the life orb on the left. His health, it's so low. He's going for a really fast one.
Oh, the Burnogram, though, is in
she got burned.
Position. Oh,
I'm freaking out, Ziggy. Ah!
Sure he dodged that laser. I think he's fine. He's gonna kill him on the next attack.
If he gets a bad orb spawn here, okay, he's not doing orbs. Thank God.
He's safe. He's gonna wiggle. Oh no, he took the... Oh!
That doesn't work. That's not a kill, because he can't skip the end cutscene if you die in midair. If you die on the ground, you can actually go to the end and still win.
Yeah, now he has to restart.
No!
God,
he played so greedy.
It was just that worm. Just that worm. Basically, when he enrages, his attacks become a lot more dangerous. His lasers double. His balls are doubled. Like he spawns blue balls at the top of the screen, and you have to dodge them, and that gets really hard. And when he bites, he spawns a worm, and that worm needs to be killed immediately. If you touch the worm, you take 25, and yeah, he couldn't.
The worm's deceptive. Oh gee, what is he doing?
Oh,
the worm's really deceptive because it has a death hitbox that explodes and kills you if you're too close to it when it dies.
Yeah, the tail doesn't go away immediately.
Oh man, I'm spooked.
It's already at half health. He tanked the laser before the enrage, which is it's scary.
Well, he did that because he didn't want to miss out on the quick enrage. So if you don't enrage on this dive here, it's really oh geez. Oh geez. What I was gonna say, if you do not hit the enrage threshold on a second dive, you have to deal with him screaming again, and it really sucks because you can't really do any damage when he's screaming. You have to just wait around for a long time. So you want to get the quick enrage.
Yep.
So I can see tanking if your damage pacing has been bad and you want to ensure it.
But his pace was good though. It was pure greed.
Yeah, I think he's
doing it on the right side. I think always he's gonna do it again. Yeah, that's just his strat.
Left side is already the best damage for the scream though. Another hit.
It was either the burnogram or J2 or just fire at him from very far away. I think it took all the bad decisions.
His damage pace is fine, but his own HP is dodgy.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna tank the laser after the
enrage. It's a quick enrage. No, he can still beat the fight, but he's low. He's really low.
He cannot afford to miss that.
Is he dead before he gets life? He's dead. He's dead.
Probably, yeah. No, he doesn't make it.
He could have gotten the life orb if he went left after the laser.
Yeah, let's just explain something here. SolidSquall is the third best player in this tournament. He's third seed, and that boss is wrecking his face. And that's not because he's bad. It's because the is monstrous. On my first playthrough, it took me 12 hours to beat this boss. And I'm 6th seed, like, I'm not that bad.
I want to see him calm down off his strats, though. He's going for the strats you do if you want to kill him in under, like, you want your split to be under 2 minutes, but...
Yeah, or practice strats. But
for just finishing up in a race, you gotta be willing to take the boss slowly.
Yeah, I mean, Matrick is already coming up to Azrael at 46 minutes, so...
Keep in mind, you can still get a very respectable, like, around 210 time without taking anything.
Yeah.
And a really good time on this boss is when you split around 2 minutes, which means you spent around like, a minute and a half fighting the boss itself or so. Please single? Okay. Single damage.
Yeah, it was before the enrage. You just wanted to get the...
I do agree with tanking if before the enrage if it means that you get the quick enrage. But he missed the ice trap, so we don't have an enrage yet. He has to deal with the scream, which is slow. You can't fire when you're in the shield bubble.
Well, I would do it only if I was full health and didn't miss one orb in the fight. But he was already a little bit low.
He's waiting for another ice trap because he doesn't want to get a jank enrage.
Yeah.
No, he's waiting for now.
Yeah, now he's going... Oh, no, he didn't wait.
Is he going to get a jank enrage, though? No, okay, that was good to wait after an attack. If you do it before an attack, sometimes the boss tries to leave and also enrage at the same time, so he does his attacks from the wrong position, which gets, like, really, really awkward. Sometimes it's undodgeable if he does a full circle around you.
Or sometimes it's absolutely free because he spawns balls inside of the platform.
It's really funny.
That's funny.
Or he sweeps the laser down back and forth, just staring at the platform wall.
Oh, that's going to be a kill this time. He got it with a 48-21. Everybody in chat, a GG for Squall.
GG's out.
So what was 47-11 in game time? That's not so bad for a race. Well, that's pretty good. Matrick is coming on to Azrael. So we're going to see if Squall will want to come in for a little interview with us. Well, Matrick is...
Hi, Squall.
Hey, Squall.
Hello.
GG, man. Well done.
Well done. Did you see that J2 fight?
Yes, we saw that J2 fight. Well, we saw the double KO, which, I mean, just the worm, and then you tried to save it with the most...
I tried to rush him.
Yeah, doing J2 with, like, you used optimal strats in a race, so that I respect that. That was impressive.
Yeah, so, it was... The first attempt was really good up until I took damage from that worm. If I didn't take damage from that worm, I would have killed him.
Yeah.
You actually can get a double kill, you just have to be grounded.
Oh.
So if you're ever trying to finish him off when he's doing bubbles or something, walk up to his face, attack up diagonally, and stay on the ground. Even if the bubbles hit you afterwards, it'll still count as a fight kill. But you can't leave the ground or else it doesn't work.
Huh. Oh, that's
It's
useful
weird.
information to know.
It works, but it's weird.
Oh, Matrick took a
I think
death
Patrick can get
here.
PB still.
I'm pretty sure he can, yeah.
It doesn't die in anything else. I think his PB is like 59 minutes in game time.
He's
So Squall, why did you do Ancient Constructs?
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Because I had an update before I went live, so I got the DLC for the game. You know?
Oh,
new
yeah,
boss.
the new boss
yeah.
attached to the game.
Yeah,
You showed it off
that's
for
the
the
reason.
first time. Literally
Yeah.
no one's ever seen it. Obviously. Thanks for showing off the new content.
You're welcome, Shark. I would really like.
face it.
I would really like to know what did you think of V? Was she beautiful?
Oh yeah, it's the most beautiful princess. Like, it's just
She's changed.
so voluptuous.
You've just been
Also-
away from the game a long time, Shark. That's all.
She's thick. Really pissed off at the art design.
She should have
she's-
kept screen shaking though.
Screen shaking whenever her foot hits the ground.
Yeah, the screen shakes every time Chunky walks. It's horrible. It's unplayable. Ugh.
We were
So-
joking about how what if the Chunky was too buoyant and couldn't do the water sections in the cave.
Well, if you notice right at the start, I wasn't used to the gravity with Chunky, so I failed the tutorial.
Yeah, you failed at the beginning again.
Impossible tutorial.
Before, well, you still won the Ruby race, so it doesn't really count. Okay, it's still fine. But
The
yeah,
only
you fell at the
NPC
beginning.
in this game, as thick as Chunky Potion, has got to be Ruby. Oh, I'm rooting for Matrix still, but he's having trouble.
Yeah, Azrael's not being kind, and he's already at 20 out, half HP.
The boss is really hard if you have a ton of practice on it.
It's still very hard, and I have a lot of practice on
You,
it.
you really get that brain overload when you're trying to deal with all the multiple factors, and when she spawns those curving arrows at you, there's really not a tell to it. You just sort of get a feel that she's probably going to do it soon because she hasn't done it in a while. And she can also use it while moving, so you need to be really cognitive of your position relative to hers and what you're dealing with at the moment, so she doesn't just sort of drive by you and shoot them.
And bonus, you don't necessarily know which angle they're gonna turn on. They can go
yeah.
up, they can go down, they can do whatever. Like, they're really problematic.
This boss can't be so mean that you can't beat it, but this boss can steal like a flawless attempt from you.
Yeah, well, on Mortal, yes. On Demon, she can just kill you without you having much say in it.
There's a reason we all quit doing 100%, because that was all achievements, so you had to do every boss without taking damage, and Azrael, if she really wanted to, she'd just do a drive-by and just kind of, you know, just
Rip.
shoot you down while moving.
You have a lot of HP, it would be a shame if you lost it.
Yeah,
That's a good attempt this time, though, from Matt. He's still at 80 HP, but there's two big portals very close, so he's going to have only about 4 platforms that he's going
yeah,
to
I
be able
wanted to
use.
see him sort of like use his melee attack on the boss and then chip any extra orbs he had in the portal just to sort of like get it slightly smaller. This is getting really dodgy.
Yeah, and now the portal is going to shield her from
You can
damage.
take one more hit. He's getting an arrow shot at him, like right now. Yeah. Okay, good
Oh,
patience.
it curved around him.
That's the thing,
One
they travel
more
really
attack.
slowly,
Good.
so if you're not touching Azrael, read the direction and let them curve around you if possible.
By the way, this is really the best animation that Chunky can do. That's unquestionable.
I really appreciate what you've done for us, Squall, leaving Chunky just sitting there having a good time.
You're very welcome.
I mean, chafing must be a problem. I can understand why Chunky does that. That was a good run. Alright, so Azrael tries to kill Matrick one last... Amethyst tries to kill Matrick one last time.
Good old Mega Man troll.
Yep.
Supposedly your friend.
Yeah, she's happy you released her from Demon Control, but she's still a little bit salty. She lost that fight. Especially, yeah, I mean, you had a flawless against Amethyst, right?
Did you see that? Matrick YOLO'd the Shark Tooth.
I didn't see that. I was too busy looking at Chunky.
I'm pretty sure Walren won the race, but Matrick won my heart. So, no.
I think I lost your heart the minute I started up V and played as Chunky.
Actually, yeah, kind of.
Yeah, you got mine instead, so it all evened out. I love me some Chunky.
Yeah, I did flawless Amy, which is kind of ridiculous because it's my worst boss.
I mean, I guess basically you had 3 runs. You had the early game that was pretty problematic. Matrick was actually ahead of you at Electram.
Yeah, I thought he would be.
After that, you had a long stretch of very solid play, and then J2 happened. But by the way, your J1 though, was probably faster than the world record. That was
J1
amazing.
was amazing. The best thing you did in the run was your J1, except at the very end.
I know. I
third wave of spikes. Just DPS
I know. I should have just DPS him, but yeah. I wanted to hit with more spikes.
That's fair. I get you.
I wasn't gonna PB, so I didn't really care too much.
Okay.
Also, I want to point out on the Twin Hawks, I was 1 hit away, and I didn't see the last disco ball spike that was gonna hit me.
Well, did you go too early? It seemed like you went one attack too early.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought they'd already thrown that attack already at me.
You scared the heck
was
out of me at that
yeah, but that was a good save.
Scared the heck out of myself.
You know what scared me, Solid? The elevator. Don't do that to me. You almost fell down the entire elevator.
Where?
You got hit by the skeleton.
No, he kicked his flutter. He was fine. He jumped, wait for the hit, and then flutter. He was actually fine the whole time.
Scared me.
He knows what he's doing, I think.
Maybe you say that, but J2.
J2 knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you just...
damage pace isn't bad.
Yeah.
Okay, going for the safety orb, I respect it. He lost quicken range by going for that.
I don't think it was getting it anyway. I don't think he would have been able to get him down to close to 50% anyway on that laser, because he had already done the bite, so you don't get a second animation where it goes up.
He'll enrage now.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, thank you, Squall, because I wasn't sure if I would in race go for fast strats on J2 or slow strats on J2. I'm gonna go for slow strats. I'm gonna go 60. No, I know.
I love it.
Yeah, scary. Because I think he's better at J2 than I am, and jeez.
To be fair, I only got this good at J2 after Cake did the tutorial for him on Frozen Orbs. So,
oh yeah. Because the damage sort of pulses after you hit him. It like hits him for like 6 more frames. You need to not shoot another orb within those 6 frames, so like the pulsing doesn't overlap. Because it doesn't overlap, it just sort of like cancels one, just continues the effect. So you need to fire them at a more measured pace to constantly keep the pulse going.
And that's a kill for Matrick, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be a PB.
Yeah, if he
presses the button.
He's in game. Matrick,
no, he came in quickly.
Don't talk to us. Get the time submitted.
There he is. He got it.
Oh, it wasn't a PB. Oh, it was. It
it is a PB. Yeah, 26 seconds. Congratulations, everybody. GG for Matrick. In the chat.
Can I just say I'm going to throw this keyboard so far out the window, it's not even funny.
Yeah, okay. Do you want to talk about Azrael or do you not want to talk about Azrael?
I don't think Azrael was the problem. The problem is that if you noticed, I had 2 times where I went over the save point, hit down, and then went to reset, and the game didn't take my down input and reset me back. Like, I lost like 3.5 minutes because of that.
Yeah, we saw on Veil 2 that happened.
Yeah.
It happened the second time, I don't think...
It happened at the top of the elevator.
Oh, so that's why you went back down.
Yeah, I just got to the top of the elevator. I hit down on the thing, went to reset for the hands, and it just didn't take. I don't understand what happened. It did it twice.
That would have been a 55. Oh my god. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
go check your keyboard, come back for the interview. We're fine with that.
Yeah, really.
Dang.
I mean, I honestly was playing like pretty good up to that point, and then it just like as soon as it started going sideways, I was like getting more pissed off once my keyboard screwed up the first time.
Yeah,
like,
by the way, because
at the top of the elevator, oh man.
Yeah, the moment you actually failed the save on Veil 2, that's where Squall caught you because you were ahead at that point.
Was it really? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you were ahead. You had a good early game. Seriously, that was solid.
I also failed the Ruby jetpack, and I've kind of realized that at that point, it's not really worth going back and doing it again. It's better
not,
to
not RTA.
Yeah, it's better to just go with it. So I went and I did it and went through. But yeah, Veil 2 sucked because I went back, and then I died at the bottom of it. Like I failed a flutter. I was like, oh.
But the first time you got up, though, you got it. And that was a, second attempt, I think. Cave skip. And then, sadly, you died to Amethyst. But after that, it was a first attempt cave skip. That was still pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, cave skips. I don't have a problem with cave skip, really.
Teach me then.
I couldn't believe I died to Terravine. He had like 2 health left. I was
You can double kill on him. If you're standing where the toolbox is on the ground, you can double kill. Your dead body can get the toolbox. Dead serious.
Oh, so mad. Oh well, I mean, I played about as good as I thought I would. I actually played better than I did, because if anybody watched any of my practice this morning, it was so bad. Like, I just had to walk away and go, I'm not playing this till the race.
Well, the positive thing is that now you know you've got a lot of time saves on your PB.
Yeah.
I think with what happened, I think you're gonna be close to sub 50 soon.
That was my goal when I came into this. I said that's what I want to do, is get the sub 50 before this tournament's over.
Hey, you got 4 more weeks of matches.
Yeah, and I got a ton of practice in between because I'm not gonna stop.
Let's see some improvement.
That's amazing.
Well, good race to Squall. He's a beast.
GG, Matt. I played absolutely garbage in that race, but yeah.
Your garbage is still better than my best. Let's not kid here, okay? I mean, you played garbage and get a 48-minute time. I play my mind out and get a 55 if I hadn't thrown 2 saves.
Well, you guys got anything else left to say? Or do you want to wrap it up?
I'm down. Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, thanks for showing up, everyone.
Yeah, thanks everybody. GG to both of our runners. I would be very pleased if you followed both Metric and SolidSquall. I think they deserve a good follow. Like, they're really good people, entertaining streamers. Also follow my friend Shark, just got affiliate. He's a great guy. He's a good friend. Really deserves your follow. And
also, I did not pay Ziggy to say that. My lawyer has instructed me explicitly to say follow Ziggy too. He's cool. All right, guys.
So I'd like everybody have a good Sunday. See you next time.
Catch you next race. 4 hours. Probably Speed Gaming 2. Cake Sauce versus Zilius. Cake Sauce is world record holder. Catch that race. It'll be good. See you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.